If you have something that you really want to manifest, but you feel so much resistance, then subliminals might be the answer. But is it legit? Can you really change your reality with these recordings? I'm about to answer all of your questions and share my best tips for using subliminal reprogramming audios to change your beliefs at the subconscious level. So keep on watching. If we're just meeting for the first time, my name is Lydia, and I help people just like you manifest their most epic life, the business of their dreams, anything and everything. But there's one thing that all of my clients have in common. They don't see themselves as being worthy or deserving in this moment of those things that they want. And then therefore, they feel like it's nearly impossible for them. But this desire is still there and it's burning and it feels like it's meant for them. So maybe this method of reprogramming your subconscious is the one that you've been waiting for. A subliminal recording is an intentional message that is created in a way that it bypasses the critical thinking part of your mind, that BS meter, that part of your brain that comes in and is like, yeah, right, there's no way that's going to happen. And that's maybe why saying affirmations is really hard for you. There might be some resistance, especially if it's around something that you have known the opposite to be true your whole life, because your critical mind is looking for the proof. That part of your mind is meant to protect you, but it can be a real pain when you're trying to create some incredible, positive, massive changes in your life, like perhaps being the first millionaire in your family. You becoming rich is a good thing, and it would benefit so many more people than just you. But we need to get your subconscious beliefs on board so that not only are you in alignment with this future reality that you desire, but taking action towards it becomes so much easier. Your automatic thoughts start to change, your identity, the way you see yourself changes, and you become this version of you who believes in your ability to achieve and receive everything that you feel is really meant for you. So, what's a subliminal example? It's really when any message is given to your subconscious mind without conscious awareness. This is different from hypnosis. Hypnosis still does the same thing where it bypasses the critical faculty and goes into change your beliefs that are holding you back into positive ones. But this time with subliminals, you're not necessarily in trance. Like some of the videos that you will see on YouTube, the ones that I make for my clients are these positive statements that are said behind the music. So your conscious mind can't hear them, but your subconscious can. I'll talk more about how that works here in a minute. But another example of ways that subliminal messages get into your brain are through really any media that you consume. So think about movies that you watch and you see product placement, or maybe you don't notice it. Brands will place their products in these movies and your subconscious picks up on them. It's not like a blatant, obvious ad of like drink Coke. Everybody just so happens to be drinking Coke. This can also happen through media that you consume online, highlighted words or subtle color changes in text. Just a few examples. It can be done in so many ways, whether intentional or unintentional. But the ones that we are talking about today are the ones that we use intentionally to reprogram our subconscious minds to believe the things to be true that we want to believe. So then we shift into the version of ourselves who is experiencing that reality that we know we're meant to be in. Let's dive in a little bit deeper into these topics. But before we do, if you're enjoying this video so far, please just stop real quick and give me a little like on this video so that it can help it to do well here on YouTube so other like-minded people can come across it and learn these concepts as well. One of the biggest questions that I get asked about subliminals is, are they dangerous? If you desire for the change, there's no way that it can be dangerous. Remember that you are always being programmed by your surroundings constantly. All of the content that you consume is programming you. Every time you watch TV, you're scrolling social media, watching the news, reading a book, all of the content that you are consuming is programming you. And so you have the choice to consciously decide, what do I want to be programmed? Otherwise, you're just leaving it up to whatever it is you happen to come across. When used intentionally, they can be so incredibly positive and really help you to create some impressive changes in your life. I've gotten nothing but incredible feedback on the bundle that I have that is geared towards helping entrepreneurial women improve their mindset. And a lot of my clients like to just download them and replay it over and over again on their phone. You can have it in the background while you're working. You can listen to it as you fall asleep. sleep, whatever it is that you want. Over here in my corner of the internet, we see change as a positive and as a good thing. But let's talk about how subliminals affect us. What do subliminal messages actually do to the brain? How do they work? Our subconscious minds pick up on way more information every second than we are even aware of. We're exposed to 2.3 million bits of information every second. Yeah. And while our subconscious processes all of them, our conscious mind only processes about 126 bits of information per second. That's a big difference. So there's a lot more going into your subconscious than you could ever be aware of. So the subliminal messages, like I kind of said earlier, they exist outside of that 126 bits of information. So our conscious mind isn't picking up on them at all. It allows all of that positive information to enter the mind without any resistance. It kind of sounds like a subtle whispering underneath. And even if you try, even if you're listening to it and you're like trying to hear exactly what's being said, your subconscious is still going to pick up on the good messages and your conscious won't really. It's not a problem if you find yourself being curious and wondering like what's being said exactly under there. It's okay to do that. It's not going to harm it or prevent it from going in. A lot of my clients who find that they have a hard time meditating, right? They have a hard time sitting down and quieting the mind. You don't really have to quiet the mind when you meditate, but they just struggle to meditate or figure out when to fit it in their day. They just haven't committed to that type of practice yet. Anyone can get good at meditating, but maybe you're just not there yet. You don't want to do it yet. And lots of my clients are that way. And that's why subliminals are really great because you don't necessarily have to sit down with a dedicated time to be hypnotized or to meditate or to, say your affirmations in the mirror or anything like that. You can just play it in the background while you do anything else and it's going to go in there. Can subliminal messages have a long-lasting effect on behavior? And the answer is definitely yes. An example, let's say you listen to a subliminal about getting clear, perfect skin. Some of the suggestions might be to drink more water, to stop picking your skin, maybe an increased awareness of good skincare routines. Any type of suggestion related to that is going to be in there. And you'll notice that when you listen to that, you start picking up on those behaviors. And eventually, you just are drinking more water. You're not really picking anymore. You've educated yourself on good skincare and you are taking action towards it. The resistance toward making that change has shifted at the subconscious level. So it's so much easier for the behaviors to then fall in line. Another example that a lot of my clients experience is within their own businesses, they want to attract more clients themselves, right? So client attraction. The suggestions that might be within that subliminal or something like people like you and they see your value. Remove those feelings of being an imposter, of not being ready, of not being enough. And so once those beliefs are different, it makes showing up consistently, it makes sharing your offers easier. And then therefore your behaviors are different and then the results that you get improve. Easier to stay committed when your results are better as well. So how do I use them? How often do I listen? With any of this type of mindset work, really everybody is going to be a little bit different depending on their goal and how far away they are at this point, how many steps it takes to get there. You're on your journey to making your first $1,000,000, but you're kind of just starting out. Maybe you're making a couple hundred or $1,000 a month right now. You have probably very likely a little bit further to go with your mindset, with your money mindset, than someone who's already making six figures. That's already their norm. But you never actually know because sometimes we see people have these rapid results because they just shift one thing and so many other pieces just fall in line. So it's hard to say how long you'll need to listen to them, but here is my advice if you are just getting started. Step one, pick an area of focus, a dimension of life like money or your self-confidence, and then take note of where you are right now at your starting point. Rate that area, do a little life inventory. Really see where you're at, your beginning point. Then find a subliminal with a really narrow focus within that area of life. So you can find one here on YouTube. You can use one of mine, anywhere that you feel called, and then listen to that subliminal every day for 7 days. Notice the changes that happen both internally and externally. Maybe something really amazing manifests physically for you, and then kind of compare it to where you were at 7 days ago. If after 7 days you haven't really noticed the change, just go again. Try again for another 7 days days, but don't give up and don't lose the faith. You want to be in faith more than in doubt, but know that it's okay and normal to experience doubt. We all do. Just want to tip the scales a little bit more towards faith. I get asked a lot too if you need to listen to them while you sleep. And yeah, you can. You can totally manifest in your sleep, definitely. But the thing about brainwaves where it's most beneficial is going to be as you are falling asleep and when you are first waking up. Waking state brainwaves are beta, right? That's where you are least suggestible. Once you're in alpha and then theta brainwaves, they start to kind of slow down as you're going to sleep. Those are very suggestible. That is where your subconscious mind is coming out to play, right? Once you dip into delta and you are in a deep sleep, you're not really hearing and you're not as suggestible as some people will tell you. So you can listen to them. If you're doing it now and you like to do it and you like to listen to them as you sleep, then go for it. Go ahead. I personally don't, but if you want to, if you like it, there's nothing wrong. It's not going to hurt you to do it that way. But I'm really just saying this so that you know you don't have to listen to them all night long for it to be beneficial. You don't have to. And where can I find the best subliminals? Another question I get asked all the time. Well, you can try one of mine here for free. I will link it right up here. I'll link it down in the description for you as well. This will help you with your money attraction. So give it a try, give it a listen. If you like it, if you enjoy it, if you want to download it so you can listen to it on replay, I will drop my bundle down in the description. That up and listen to the other ones inside of there. Start attracting the life that you know is meant for you. Subliminals might just be the thing that just completely unlocks it for you. You won't know unless you try. Thanks so much for watching. Again, be sure to hit subscribe and like this video if you haven't already. And I can't wait to hear about all of your results from trying subliminals. See you next time. I'm supposed to have this little guy clipped on to me, but I just like to hold him better. I feel like it helps me to contain my gesturing. Here's my outline. Here you are. Let's go.